Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, prayers. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this youth impact parliament. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the executive director of the movement and all members of parliament in discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of this youth parliament, the interests and wishes of members will be well and truly served, and the ideal purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our youth parliament. Spare us that may be the fraternity of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, the fraternity of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, the fraternity of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, the fraternity of peace, where the youth parliament shall rest on the will of its members and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of this youth parliament, Ghana, and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, you may resume your seats. Honorable members, as per convention, members who are here to take their oath would administer the oath to them before we proceed with the items of the other people. So if you are here to take your oath, kindly be upstanding as I administer your oath to you. So when I say I, you bring your name, and then you repeat after me too. When I say constituency, then you bring your constituency. So we go. I, having been appointed, a youth member of parliament, do in the name of the Almighty God, solemnly affirm that I do bear true faith and allegiance to the youth parliament, as by law established, that I will uphold the integrity of the parliament and the movement, that I should at any time break this oath of office. I shall submit myself to the laws of this youth parliament. So help me God. On that note, I declare you youth member of parliament substantive.
Yeah.
Honorable members, we'll move to the next item on the order paper. Communication from founders. Honorable members, the founder and his two co-founders do hereby announce the outdooring of Honorable Richard Divine Boswell, Municipal Chief Executive for Whole Municipal Assembly, as one of the patrons of Youth Impact Movement. YIP will announce any other appointments of patrons when the board approves them. Thank you. Honorable members, we'll move to item 3 on the order paper. Communication from Speaker. Honorable members, as we have all gathered here for the last time within the 2022 year, I wish to congratulate all consistent members of the House. The members who have seen the vision of this Parliament and have shown commitment to their time and resources to be present throughout all the sittings of the House. Kindly allow me to outline the ones that we have noted. They are Honorable Amanor, the Majority Leader and UPP for Ningo Pram.
Yes. It is only me.
Honorable Hubert Akwakode, Deputy Minority Leader and UPP for Kachinok. Honorable Bright Seven Dixon, First Deputy Minority Whip and UPP for Hokwe. Honorable Francis Koji, Chairperson of Committee on Democracy and Good Governance and UPP for Crown Prince.
Majority in place.
And I myself, the Speaker of Parliament. All these persons that I've mentioned have not missed a single sitting during the first session of this House. And it's important to applaud them. For the others who have missed only one sitting, we are taking notice as well. But this is a commendation that is important because they have done so well not to miss a single sitting. So thank you once again. And we wish for strength and replenish your energy that you have put into this entire initiative. Honourable members, on this same note, the House will not tolerate UPPs who fail to take their oath by the time the Privileges Committee presents this report to the House. At the last sitting, I referred 29 UPPs appointed on the basis of failure to take their oath and complemented by Order 34 outstanding orders. We will set the precedents and communicate how serious we take this service and the precedents to communicate how we make business. Honourable members, in due note, when the report is presented, the seats of those who still fail to take their oath as of then will be accordingly declared vacant by the approval of this House. An opportunity will be given to other youths who are ready to be committed and to offer their service to the country, and I appreciate this opportunity. Honourable members, today is our last sitting in the year. We will bring business to a close at the end of this sitting, so as to enjoy the holidays. However, I will hint members that during the break, nominations for vacant seats will be open, and the appointment committee, chaired by the First Deputy Speaker, shall vet the applicants and present them at the first sitting of the second session of the second Parliament in January for approval and swearing in. So, thank you very much. Honourable members, we'll proceed to item 4 on today's order paper. Business committee report by the majority leader, who is the chairperson of that committee. I humbly invite the majority leader to present the report of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the President. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I thank all the minority members and their leader for being present. I also want to use this opportunity to officially welcome back my good friend, and then the ranking member on the committee, the runaway one. Yes, apparently he has missed 3 sittings. I don't know whether we should refer him, but maybe the deputy went to tell him that I said I'll boot him out of Parliament. So quickly, he has to run away from Bima Insurance and come back to Parliament. It's very important. Mr. Speaker, with the business committee report, as practice every now and then, we meet to discuss and debate the motion and then the agenda for the next sitting. So it is very important for us to look at the motion for today. The motion for today was generated out of the 2023 budget that was read in Parliament by the Finance Minister. That generated a whole lot of issues. The Speaker, government had laid embargo on public sector employment for the 2023 financial year in order for them to be able to stabilize the economy. It's very important that it should be noted that about 60% of the total generated income of government is used to pay salaries. So in government's view, government is placing embargo on public sector employment such that they can be able to use that opportunity to stabilize the economy for 2024. So born out of that, we came up with a motion, the freeze on public sector employment, a strategy to stabilize the economy or a move to escalate unemployment in Ghana. So in the view, Mr. Speaker, it is very important to note that the majority side is speaking on the strategy to stabilize the economy, while the minority will be speaking on the move to escalate unemployment in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable members, the floor is now open for contributions on the Business Committee report. If you wish to contribute on the report, you can raise your hand and I'll accordingly call you. In the absence, okay, Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, the Speaker in the House. Mr. Speaker, I believe that with the motion chosen by the Business Committee, of which I'm a ranking member, I believe that youth MPs are going to be educated on the notion that even though government proceedings are the helm of affairs, we also have quite a say in what actually goes on there. And the very importance of we discussing it alone will help us to know what we are to expect in the year 2023 if this agenda is being actually enforced. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader. Thank you very much, the Minority Leader. Now, members, any other contribution on the Business Committee report? In the absence of that, the Business Committee report for the 5th sitting of the first session of the second Parliament of Youth Parliament hereby stands adopted. Honourable members, we'll proceed to item 5 on the order paper, votes and proceedings of the 4th parliamentary sitting. The votes and proceedings was sent to the parliamentary page on Friday. So kindly go and check the messages on the YIP second parliamentarians WhatsApp group and you see it there. Fortunately, we are not able to print adequate copies. So kindly go and get the copy over there. Honourable members, votes and proceedings for the sitting dated Sunday, 20th November 2022. Page corrections to the votes and proceedings. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Honourable members, matters arising from the votes and proceedings of the 4th parliamentary sitting. Page 1. Please, I hope you are all seeing the copy. It was uploaded on Friday on the WhatsApp page. Matters arising. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Honourable members, in the absence of any comment on the voting proceedings for the sitting dated Sunday, 20th November 2022, which is the fourth sitting of the first session of the second Parliament of YIP. The votes and proceedings are hereby adopted as proceedings and true records of the said sitting. Honourable members, official report. The official report as well was uploaded on the same day. So if you see the votes and proceedings, you see the official report. Honourable members, official report, which is item 6 on the other paper. Please take note that we'll be doing introduction of members present right after this. And since this is the last sitting in the year, whatever you want to say in addition, you can say it at this opportunity. So, official report of the fourth sitting of the first session of the second Parliament. Corrections to the report. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Honourable members, matters arising from the official report. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Honourable members, official report for the fourth sitting of the first session of the second Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament of YIM dated Sunday, 20th November 2022 is hereby adopted as full records of proceedings of that day. Honourable members, I think it is commendable that in the second Parliament, all votes and proceedings of the said day has been accordingly presented and adopted by the House. So, I think you should give it up for the table of us. You're not saying it here.
Yes.
Okay. Honourable members, we'll proceed with the introduction of members present before we move to private business. So, honourable members, just as conventionally, we start with minority, and we'll go to majority, then table office, before we come to the speaker. For today, we don't have microphone for our MPs, but the camera is just in the middle of the chamber. So I want to advise you to speak loud so that your voice can be big. And please, when speaking, you always know that you can go for the records. So this is one evidence that you attended the sitting. So when given the opportunity to speak so that you can be heard and you can be recorded. So minority leader, to start the introduction for us, your name, your position, constituency, you can add committees that you are part of, and Anything you want to say?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker in the House. I think, in as much as I have several words on my mind to air out, for the sake of time, I'll just stick to the introduction. My name is Erasmus Kofi Ahianu, Minority Leader for this August Parliament, a ranking member on the Business Committee, and then the Chairman for the Research and Intelligence Committee. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I respond to the name Hubert Agbahode, Youth MP for Akachi North constituency, and then the Deputy Minority Leader for this August House, and also a ranking member on the Appointments Committee, a member of the Special Budget Committee, and then a member of the Privileges Committee, and then a member. Sit down. And also a member of Committee on Gender, Children, and then Social Protection. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And I also want to say something. When you mention about the minority or the MPs that were not able to miss any sitting, it's quite appalling that we are about 80 to 90 plus MPs, youth MPs of this August House. But when mentioning, I can hear only 4 out of the total number of MPs in this House.
Very bad.
I'm pleading with us all that the next session, we should all avail ourselves in as much as we are having other things to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. My name is Bixin Salom, Youth MP for Howard constituency, and I'm the chairperson for the Education Committee, as well as the first Deputy Minority. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. My name is Kendra Elizabeth Manteka. Remember, I'm on wife. Youth MP for Domiabra Ubom constituency, chairperson for Gender, Children, and Social Protection.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Ejekumi Obis is my name, and then I'd say my constituency is not yet approved, but I'm still here. Thank you.
My name is Honorable Eric Asante, Youth MP for North Dine constituency. I'm also the Assembly member for my electoral area and part of the Education Committee.
Honorable Speaker, I'm a president of WJ Bruce Julian, Youth MP of Antiapa South, and a member of International Committee. Thank you.
All right. My name is Francis Koji Wami, Youth MP for Afram Place North constituency, and also the chairman for Democracy and Good Governance. In fact, I belong to a lot of other groups, but I wouldn't like to mention that. But I want to say something brief.
Say something.
What I want to say is that I want to thank the leadership of YM for bringing up this great initiative, which has given some of us the privilege and the opportunity to learn. And hearing that I'm one of the people who consistently come here, it's not just it's not just for coming sake, but it's because I do understand reason for deciding to be part of this house. So that has made it that no matter how tight I am, I try to shut up my time to come. And finally, I also want to invite the house to an event that I put up, and on the 18th is going to be the final. It's a program that is giving the young people opportunity to teach the Word of God. We've actually started on the 3rd of this month. Yesterday was the second round where some people were evicted. So the finalists will take up their challenge on the 18th, where we will see who will become the winner. And I want to use the opportunity to invite the house. The venue for this program is going to be Pensioners Hall. Exactly 3 o'clock we are starting. So I'm inviting all of you. You are only paying 5 cedis for it.
What is the name of it?
The program is Who Knows the Word, organized by Grace Light Youth, where I'm the founder of. So, Who Knows the Word? We want you to come in, exhibit that for us as children. It's a platform we are creating for the young people so that we will not only give the people of the world to always take over a lot of things. As Christians, also, we want to open that floor for the young people. So it's an initiative that we are putting up. Thank you very much.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Majority, please introduce yourself to the house.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, there are 3 minutes. 3
I
minutes.
think we'll start with Honorable Deborah. Please speak into the camera. No microphone.
Thank you, Right Honorable Chair in the House. My name is Deborah Nana Bacteria, MP for Youth MP for HTU East, and also a Publicity Committee member, as well as Gender Advocate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Where's the head?
Thank you very much, the August House and the Vice Speaker. My name is Adiche Felix Wakwe. As my beautiful gown suggests, I am the first Deputy Speaker of this August House. Apparently, you can hear a lot of excitement in my voice
Honorable members, order.
because I went to.
Please be in quiet.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I commend you for your act of justice. In fact, I owe you something. I will proceed. My voice is sounding this way because I went to one of the best schools in Ghana and we just finished our congress. The best school, I mean Mauli School. So if you want, you can go and rewrite your WASI, your BC, pass well, and I can work it out for you. I have connection. Thank you very much for your audience. Please, I forgot to mention my people that I'm representing. Please, kindly pardon me. I am MP for Akwajato South. Akwajato South, a place with the highest number of tourist attractions in West Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and guys. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for this particular opportunity. I'm sure everybody knows my name, but for the purposes of those who are new, I would like to mention my name. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor David Narh, but I prefer to be called Amanor Narh. Basically because my father gave me David without my consent, so I don't like it. Mr. Speaker, I also prefer to be called Amanor because it's the only 6-lettered name with 3 consonants and 3 vowels, of which a consonant follows a vowel in my name. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I'm the youth MP for Ningo Pampram constituency. The only constituency in Ghana to have produced 2 first ladies. 2 first ladies. So all the presidents, we have the beautiful ladies in Ningo Pampram. So honorable members of the minority side, if you want beautiful ladies, if you want to be president, please go and marry from Ningo Pampram. It's very important. And then my MP is also happening to be Honorable Sam Jata George. Very articulate. If your MP is not Sam Jata George, please, you can relocate from your constituency and move to Ningo Pampram. Very exciting. Mr. Speaker, I'm the chairperson for the business committee as well as the majority leader of this particular August House. Yes, the House is ours. Even though our members are few here, we are only 3. They will have their say and then we'll have our way. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I thank you very much for your contribution. It is very important. You see, our members here, they went on the field to gather data for the improvement of youth impact parliament. But for the purposes of those who are seated here, they don't know why they are not here. For example, my second deputy speaker, leader, Honorable Baba Salom. is basically on the field designing our tag for the youth MPs. My majority chief whip, Honorable Nicodemus Wonder is equally on the field, putting up data together for the improvement of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I also use this opportunity to welcome my good friend, Honorable Kendall Elizabeth Mante. Yes, she has been prodigal, but by the grace of God, she's here today, as well as the minority leader who has neglected his own people for the purposes of whatever we don't know. But I'm sure because he heard that we'll be putting him out of Parliament, he is currently here today. I also want to welcome my good friend, Honorable Ezekiel Kofi. Yes, he's from Kumasi, but he doesn't know his constituency. Thank you so much.
So let's go to the acting deputy clerk and then the deputy clerk for Publicity.
I respond to the name Cyril Amevor, acting deputy clerk of the Against House.
Hey, you are a substantive deputy clerk.
A substantive deputy clerk for Publicity.
My name is Attach Raymond, acting deputy clerk.
And I'm a person who is a speaker. My titles are plenty, but I am as well the executive director for Youth Government. Honourable members, we'll proceed to the next part of today's business. Commencement of private business. Item 7. Questions. Honourable members, are there any questions to officers of the House or questions? If you have any questions to ask. In this House, what other houses have as any other business? Over here, it is being noted as private business. So if you have any question to the House, this is the time to ask it. Honourable members, once again, item 7. Questions. Honourable Kendall, are you sure you don't have any questions? If Kendall does not have any questions, it means no one has any questions. So I'll move on. I'll move on. Item 8. I admitted a statement from the chairman of the Education Committee. Mr. Chairman, is your statement ready? Your statement is not ready. Honourable members, since we have one of our MPs joining immediately, I'll allow her to introduce herself to the House. Yes, Your Honourable, can you introduce yourself to the House?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Good afternoon, Honourable members of the House. Harriet Sena Nukiki Abude, MP for Full Central and Chairperson for Special Budget Committee.
Wow. And Honourable members, may I add that she is one of the MPs who have been consistent. She has attended all sittings of the House, including this. So the entire consistent MPs gang is here. I think for the purposes of the record and posterity, I would need all consistent MPs to be outstanding to receive the applause of the House. Minority leader,
Please sit down.
Minority leader, please sit down.
Please behave well.
Honourable Elizabeth Kendall,
Only the people who have attended all sittings.
Honourable Elizabeth Kendall, please sit down.
Those who are not here.
Yes, exactly.
We are reps.
We are together.
Unity. Togetherness.
Hey, sit down.
Order. I would mention the name of the consistent ones. Honourable David Narh, good. MP for Nigo Brown.
Yes, Sam George.
Honourable Harriet Senan Abude, MP for Whole Central.
Landlord.
Honourable Hubert Agbahode, MP for Ahianu, Honorable Bright Dixon, MP for Fokwe, and Honorable Francis Koji, MP for Afram Police North. And I myself, the Speaker of Parliament. We have attended all sittings.
Mr. Speaker, he doesn't know his constituency. He has not been there before. Who? You.
I can go break down.
Sit down.
Honourable members, may I humbly call on you all to give us the here.
If you give it to me, I'll give it to you. Please sit down. Keep quiet.
They have not appreciated us enough.
We have
You have been assisting.
How?
Mr. Speaker,
I was back there.
Mr. Speaker,
Acting for you for
Mr. Speaker, I want to draw attention to Honorable Francis Koji. He's naked before the house. Look at the dressing. And then he's even making noise than anybody in the house. Please, kindly go and dress properly. You are naked. You can't wear Lacoste and then come and Lacoste.
Honourable members, order in the house. Honourable members, order in the house.
T-shirt.
Mr. Speaker, ask him. The haircut. This is from the program.
I'm also from the program.
He is from church.
Honourable members, please, honourable members, may I refer the house to the order which says on the 81, chair to be held in silence. When I am outstanding, I ought to be held in silence. Please respect the chair and be silent when I'm outstanding. Honourable members, these are the consistent 5 MPs of the first session, including myself making 6. And we will commend everyone. So, honourable members, thank you so much for being consistent.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I want to draw your attention. Mr. Speaker, you see, the commendation must not come by just words. Mr. Speaker, you should have just, by this time, you should have bought one crate of malt and shared for everybody. Mr. Speaker, I want the majority.
I have not given anyone the opportunity.
Sit down.
You two have to sit down. Last parliament, I came throughout. When you are even here, the one second.
Honourable members, although I have commended MPs who have attended all sittings, may I equally commend other MPs who have attended more than once?
Yeah.
My first deputy speaker has as well, if not for activities that seem to be away, they have been around. Yes, so, thank you very much. Honourable Nana Amba Deborah Teria has also attended. She only missed one. She was not at MP when we held the inauguration, but she has equally been quite consistent. So thank you very much. And then the minority leader himself, although today is his second time he's coming, he has equally done well during the first.
He has not done well, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you are not even permitted to talk in the first.
Honourable members, order. Honourable members, order in the house.
Mr. Speaker, I want to draw attention to.
Yes, the majority.
Mr. Speaker, the minority leaders, this is the second time he's coming for seat.
This is my third sitting.
Mr. Speaker, it should be noted to him that he is not much abreast with majority of the things happening in Parliament. He should sit down quietly for his deputies to tell him what had happened in the past sitting. Then he can talk. Because he cannot be talking just like that, Mr. Speaker.
Because this is an
Mr. Speaker,
where he watches what
Mr. Speaker,
how can you say that?
Honourable members, yes, my first speaker,
I'm on the floor. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, it should be noted that there are 2 new members in the House, which are Honorable Kendall and then their leader. who have never attended. You see, they must be abreast with majority of the stuff that happens in Parliament.
I don't need to stand here or sit
Mr. Speaker.
before I know what to do.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
You are not even on social media.
Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude. You see, just look at the behavior of the two new members. Look at Honorable Agbawo, who have been consistent, is quietly sitting down. Without, because they don't attend, they don't know how we do it here. You see, this is how we do it here. This is how we like it in the town.
No.
You see, they are quietly sitting down. Honorable Kendall, you see, you don't know how it is. You see, Honorable Victim is sitting quietly because he knows how it is done. Today you have come, you are making noise. Honorable member, please keep quiet and sit down.
Honourable members, please, honourable members. The MPs don't have microphones, so when you are making noise, the camera will be picking the noise. So please, we need the decorum today than any other day. So please, when I don't call you to speak, do not interject. Honourable Francis Koji.
I want the majority leader to know that it is not just the heart desire of the hard-working minority leader to be absent from this house.
Exactly.
But it's because of the work of this house. The work is what has taken him out for the 3 sittings which have been his acting.
Exactly.
So the majority leader should be aware that he shouldn't be. Majority leader should not just get up and say what he doesn't know. He should obtain permission from the house and from the minority, and that will give him an idea of what to tell our leader. He shouldn't open his mouth and talk to him like that.
Thank you very much, Honourable Francis. Minority leader. You don't have anything to say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker in the House. Mr. Speaker, it is quite a good sight to see my minority caucus coming to my rescue. You know, I want to come down and then coach and teach the majority caucus a little bit of a lesson. You see, we don't need to rush in terms of these things. Mr. Speaker, in our last parliament, I can quite recollect that the only time that the majority leader made it to parliamentary sitting was once or twice. And the House can bear record with me. I'm even trying to give him credit by saying twice. It was actually once.
We cannot make it.
And then we exactly. What happened was that, Mr. Speaker, when the majority leader reported finally to Parliament, we received him with open arms because we understood the nature of the reasons why he was unable to make it to Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I want the majority leader to learn the sense that we purported, that we portrayed, that we showcased, that we exhibited, that we package ourselves with as we are sitting here as minority caucus members. For this reason, we want the majority caucus to keep mute and learn from the past precedents that we have demonstrated and allow the business of the day to proceed. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and Augustus. Mr. Speaker, it's very unfortunate and disheartening to be hearing the minority leader speaking about the first parliament that was not composition sought to have MPs. Now that we have a very, very organized parliament, and we are talking about the second parliament of which we have patrons to be the MCs and then MPs. We are talking about first parliament. Mr. Speaker, should it not happen that probably Honorable, the man who came here the other time, Mr. Haruna, should have shared one house per member. He has not. He would not have gotten the house. That's why I want him to understand that whilst he was away, his members were in dismay. Majority of them have been crying frequently. Honorable Koji Francis, like you see, Mr. Speaker, he's leaving. Look at. Upon all the noise, he's going. This is whilst you were away, this was how he was behaving. So I want to put it to the minority leader that we are talking about the second parliament, not the first parliament. And it should be noted that as the leader of the minority caucus, you should be present all the time and not be absenting yourself. Look, Honorable Bruce is very composed. Second time, you see, Honorable Bruce and yourself are having 2 sittings. How can you be proud as a leader? Your members are even having more sittings than you, the leader, have.
How can you be proud of a leader? Mr. Speaker, that's why I officially welcome you to the sitting. And I've always been calling for you to come for the sitting. Because I made the statement that I don't know whether you were afraid of me as the majority leader during debate, whether you have, that's why you've run away. But it's all good. But as you have returned, we want to know which business took you away from Parliament that you are interceding on behalf of Parliament. I want to know if it is food that you have brought, we will gladly receive it. If it is money too, we will gladly receive it. Honorable Minority Leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I respond to the name Hubert Agbahode. Mr. Speaker, I've been observing some things in this house and immediately I've stepped my foot in the Agas house today. But I don't know whether the majority leader have observed that. Last sitting, he was very laudable while our leader is always absent in the house. But now we brought him. Where are your members? They knew very well that today's one will be heated up. So that's why you are not able to even whip your members to sit down here today. Where are your two deputy majority whip? They are not here today. Mr. Speaker,
I'm whipping them.
We are going to the motion for today. And that's where we see whether they are majority or minority.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker in the House. My name is Kendall Elizabeth Mante. The majority leader, Honorable Amanor David Narh, said the minority leader has not been up to task, and so his people are not doing well. I want to say that where my father or my mother didn't reach as a child, I have to reach. If the leader didn't come for meetings and his children have come for meetings, you should applaud him for being a good father. Sitting down there and making allegations you do not know about. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I love you.
No, I'll come back.
Other members, the matters that you are talking about are matters that already we have video recordings which are evidence of attendance. And today we'll be setting the precedence of how we take attendance. So all I want to say is that we appreciate the consistent members and members who are still trying to get time to come. The House cannot push you. You will have to push yourself. The House can only create the opportunity for you to push yourself. As you can see, right after this sitting, we'll start releasing the Know Your MPs posters. Every single MP who has taken their vote would have their posters released. The entire of December, that is all we'll be doing. And then we'll release that of the chairpersons and ranking members. So you would have big parade opportunity and you will have to utilize it. Yes, so that is just it. So I just want to thank you all for your consistency, and then we'll move on with business. Honorable Bini, kindly introduce yourself as we proceed with business.
Easy on you.
Order, it's enough.
Okay.
Honorable Bini. What are you doing?
Only majority.
They said binary.
Please, it's not part of it, so I beg. It's not an MP. He is not a member of the majority. Can't you see the way the majority ladies were speaking? And so,
Please.
our time. Sit
Sit
down. Honorable member, respect yourself.
Respect our orienting him. So allow.
Honorable members, we'll continue with business. Item 8. Oh, you're right now. Okay. Please introduce yourself to the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and the House. My name is Ivan Chikos, the MP for Upper Manasoro. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, statements. Are there any statements? Statements. Yes, first Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker in the August House. I rise to make a statement on state's Ghana's economy right now. And I want to zoom my statement on the Free SHS initiative, one that I commend so much. Until today, I have joined the group of Ghanaians who raised eyebrows at implementation. In fact, I still have some videos on my phone that, excuse me to say, but it's rather unfortunate our young siblings that are in the secondary school might be living a life that maybe a slave trade era, which we didn't see, would be better than. I say this because I went to a table, food was served, and I saw no fish, no meat, not even stew or soup on the rice. So I asked the people that, oh, is it that now they have changed the method, which will serve you, and then you wait for the stew to come? They told me no, they poured the soup, we used to call it gas or gas soup during my days. They poured it on the rice and it is under. I don't understand, maybe it is the rice has become special and it is floating on top of the sea. It is very appalling. So we went there to go and have fun, make all the noise, but when we saw that we were starting, then this morning we said, oh, we went to church and then Jesus shared bread. We want to go and help our colleagues to share bread. When we got there, the bread we saw, I don't know why communion wine, they don't allow us to enjoy big bread. But it was as if my school people were doing communion in the dining hall. Because the bread, if I put it in my mouth, I can't find it to chew. It will get me sick. And this is the true state, because I have evidence on my phone. This is the true state of all the schools. I know my school is one of the reputable schools. So if my school's condition is like that, I wonder what will be happening at Adaklu. Because it should be. There's food in Adaklu. Well, I can say on record that I'm mentioning Adaklu precisely because a staff from there is an old student of my school and was telling us in the dining hall that your own is better. I tell you, the porridge they were drinking, I don't know, maybe they are trying to help them control their sugar levels. Yes. Because there was no sugar in the porridge. Diabetes is on the rise. Yes, so I don't know whether they are trying to help them regulate diabetes. And this is like something I saw just this morning. And I don't know what we can do about it, because even the matron, when we went to her, like there's nothing they can do about it. It's PSHS, that's the whole excuse. We might, our young siblings might end up getting kwashiorkor and the likes. They will eat some of these things, and then because the food is not even balanced at the first place, maybe the nutrient that is supposed to help you get retentive memory is in meat, and they are not eating meat, so there's no way they are going to be having retentive memory. And we are misplacing priorities in this country so much, and it is very bad. So I want to use this medium to communicate to the stakeholders. They should at least do something about it. If it is the money we will pay again, because my school, I think they said it started something of which PTA was supporting with at least meat and fish. and then government intervened, and some people had to be queried that why are the students getting meat and fish? And these are reality that it is not helping us. If we have people whose party is in government now over here, please, I sincerely apologize to you if I'm offending you. But come to think of it, as I'm talking to you, I have two siblings behind me. Those are, they are twins. One is in Ola and one is in Wemai. And see, looking at what is happening in my prestigious school, I know that I bet you their own will be better. When I say better, I mean worse. And this is reality. So I'm actually using this platform to put it out there. That if there's anything we can do about it, if it is there are policy makers who will hear this and try to reason beyond their party politics, reason beyond what they are seeing now, thinking that we just want to manage our way through this life, then please, we would like to go back to colonial days as my other brothers over here. Yes, somebody said he will gladly offer himself and tell the white people he suffers for a living. This is reality. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Honorable Kenneth Monte.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker in the House. My name is Honorable Kenneth Elizabeth, and I want to make a statement on what our honorable member said right now. A comment, make a comment. There's a comment and a statement together. So let me comment first. What I want to say is that if your child is living with someone, it doesn't mean you are not supposed to support your child anymore because your child is living with a relative or a friend. Yes, we are all facing economic crisis, and we are all seeing what is happening in this country. It doesn't mean that parents should stop giving provisions to their children. When we were going to school, we used to pay school fees. We used to eat from the dining hall, yet we used to take provisions to school. So whatever they feed you from the dining hall, if that is not enough, you go back to your chop box or your trunk to eat. Would you say that because the government is not being up to tax, you will leave your children to face the crisis in school? No, I believe that parents should find other means to support their children, because if we are all going to wait till government makes some huge amount of money or get some funds from somewhere, then these children will die before even the provisions or their feeding plans will be implemented. So I believe that in as much as we are complaining, what are the support systems we are putting in place? What are we suggesting? Are we only complaining about what government is not doing and leaving ours unattended to? Okay, government is not able to feed them. What are alumni doing about it? What are the plans we are putting in place? What are even parents doing about it? Because one thing I know in this our Ghanaian era is that when somebody says, I am helping you, they leave the burden on the person. I don't know whether we've all studied the trend, but even our classmates, our siblings, our friends, when you tell somebody that, okay, today I'm going to take care of your feeding, the person is expecting breakfast, lunch, and supper. We shouldn't be so. So all I'm trying to say is that if government is not able to do what they said they would do, what are we, the parents, the siblings, the PTA, the alumni, doing about it? Are we going to wait till our children die of anger? Or are we going to wait till they get ulcer and blame it on government? Where is the noise making going to? Secondly, I also want to make a statement, and that is pertaining to...
Honorable, let us finish
with this particular one.
And then I'll call you to give your statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think the proponent of the statement has the correction. Is it the correction or the follow-up? Okay, let's say the follow-up before we take it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker in the August House. My name is Place Wampe, the first deputy speaker of this August House. I should have used on the point of correction, because precisely I spoke about timing. As I'm talking to you, my parents send money to my siblings every week. As I'm talking to you, In fact, me and my elder sister, we made it our job to make sure that my little siblings' provision is always provided. But I spoke precisely about dining hall. So instead of us trying to find or take it, let's speak to the issue the way it is. If you want to speak about any other thing, if you want to make a suggestion that instead of, then let's take it this way, instead of government trying to feed our siblings or pretending to feed them or feeding them malnourished food, we should feed them ourselves, which basically implies that we are going back to paying the fees. It makes more sense than just trying to play around and then you are saying that, okay, we should do something. What something should we do about it is the problem. So I feel our submission should be poised at the solution. The solution should be independent of what I'm saying. If you want to speak about we should cater for our children, say we should cater for them. And how are we doing that? We are doing that by giving them the food they need to eat. If they are helping us with only academic paying of buying of exercise book and the likes, let us center our discussion to that. Let's not branch. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Majority leader, comments and statements, and I'll go to minority leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guest house. Mr. Speaker, the free senior high school policy, we must say, is one of the most innovative policies ever introduced since Ghana's independence. Probably, maybe we may not be getting the significance of the said project now. I must tell you, I benefited from it. Maybe you didn't benefit, I benefited from it. Mr. Speaker, I want to give a practical example. In 2017, I gained admission to Old Technical University. That was the same year my junior sister also gained admission to senior high school. And looking at the financial strength in the house as at that particular material time, should my dad pay fees for both myself and my junior sister, I'm sure the finances of the houses will collapse. But born out of free senior high school, my junior sister went to senior high school for free, and I came to tertiary. And that money was used to pay my fees. Notwithstanding that there are challenges of which it ought to be addressed. That challenges does not warrant that we shouldn't applaud government for what government has done over the past few years. On record in 2017, 2018, 2019, the last time we started hearing about shortage of food in our senior high schools were born out from 2020 after the second quarter when issues started to go bad as far as the economy is concerned. It must also be noted that their students are being fed lunch and breakfast, only lunch, as well as what's the name, boarders are being fed the 3 times in a row. It should be noted that if nothing at all, we should appreciate government's effort for what they have done over there, and tell government what they are not doing right as far as the feeding of the student is concerned. To my suggestion, I would suggest that the buffer stock of Ghana, what is it doing? What is their work area? The planting for food and jobs, what is it focused currently? Because we can't be running planting for food and jobs whilst our colleagues, our siblings in the senior high school can't get food to eat. So to me, probably we may be suggesting that we should go back to the fee-paying regime. Mr. Speaker, with the current situation that we are in currently, should we subject parents to go back to pay fees? I can tell you on record that majority of students will go back home, drop out. Are we getting it? If we should go back to the fee-paying regime, because back in 2012 when we completed senior high school, anytime I go back home and I meet that guy, I always feel bad. He's still a truck pusher. Those days when we were in JJ, he pushed truck. Today still he's pushing truck. Born out that after junior high school, his grades were good, but there was no support home. And then he was not able to continue. Anytime I go home, I see that guy and I still feel bad. Today when I come from a fishing community in Ingo. Majority of the household, the senior brothers that we completed with that were not able to go to senior high school. Born out of free senior high school. Majority of their junior siblings, when I go home and I see them going to school, I always feel happy. Kind of sad that if nothing at all, they are getting the second cycle education the formal education within them, that such that in the future they can be able to do something for themselves if nothing happens. Mr. Speaker, so I'm of the argument that we should push government, the plan for food and jobs, it should be looked at, such that every district should be charged. What are the MCs, the district assemblies and the municipal assemblies and the metropolitan assemblies doing? Whole municipal, for example, has vast farming land. Why can't how many senior high schools do we have in Home? Ola, Mauli, and your friend is what's the name? Malco. 3 government senior high schools. Will it be the argument that whole municipal assembly, born out of government, what's the name? Planting for food and jobs, can put up a strategy whereby we can farm and feed these students? When we go to Go West, how many senior high schools we have in Go West? We have what's the name? Jolopita Senior High School. And which senior high school? Pedro Senior High School. And which senior high school again? Which one? Which one is that one? Yeah, I mean, good. So let's say, for example, on the real argument, right? We have 3 senior high schools in Ho West. Would so let's put the argument start that. Let's put the argument start that the district assemblies, government, planting the food and jobs should be looked at, because as he rightly said, you cannot be hungry whilst you are learning. So to me, going back to the fee-paying regime is not the option currently. Yes, there are challenges in there. If the parent can support, what is Mr. Speaker, kindly permit me, as Honorable Kendall is rightly saying, the teacher-parent association, what is their current status as far as the senior high schools are concerned, Mr. Speaker? Because it is borne out that since the implementation of the free senior high schools, all those bodies have gone to sleep. Because when you go to Mauli Senior High School and then the old student associations, where are they?
Honorable, there is a point of correction. Let me get the first deputy speaker, point of correction.
Please, I want to help my honorable leader to understand something. He made mention of PTA, Parent Teacher Association, as we had. I want to bring to light for him to understand that. Number 1, there is actually no such functioning in schools as we are talking about. So you shouldn't make reference to something that is not there.
I'm not getting your correction.
He said,
the correction that you're making.
Yeah, he mentioned that what is PTA doing. And I'm trying to let him know that there's no functioning body as such in the senior high schools. And that is a directive from the government. I want to actually try and cut these arguments by bringing the attention of the House to the fact that it is something I witnessed, and it has to do with food or poor feeding of the students. So I welcome any idea of members suggesting what should be done, but it's not like I'm attacking government. I started my statement by.
We get the correction.
I want to finish. Then
it's a correction, so you are not going to lay any new fact.
So, Mr. Speaker, to continue from where I left, if government has abrogated what we have as a PTA back in the senior high schools, then I think we should push the argument such that the PTAs should be reinstituted. Because the PTAs over the years have played very simple.
So we have to push government to allow them to function.
I'm telling you.
That is
the suggestion I'm pushing through.
Okay.
Because over the years, the PTA have played very significant roles as far as the senior high schools are concerned. Because who knows? I'm coming. That is why we are making the submission. I mean, we are still on the submission rule.
Yes. In conclusion,
the alumni associations of the various senior high schools. What are they doing currently? What should they do? We have the argument that in the past, today, when you go to Damascus Senior High School, majority of all the magnificent projects, all the blocks on Damascus campus currently was built by the 2006 old student association. From 2017 to date, I can tell you on record that majority of the old student associations have died. They are no more functional. Is it for the basics that I'm coming? Is it for the purposes that free senior high school has been introduced and government have lifted the burden from the schools as far as their grants and staffs are concerned? I'm of the argument that The free senior high school is a good policy. All stakeholders should be really sat down to really look at the policy. Though it is producing good results, I don't know the recent WASI result that came out. It's looking all good and all bright. A lot of 6As and the likes. Majority of the students are getting 6As. If academically they are producing good results, then it means that we must treat them properly to continue to produce the good results. So one, Mr. Speaker, my suggestion is that all stakeholders involved in the senior high school education cycle, one, the PTA, the all students, CHAS, the Headmasters Association, and then the students themselves and government as a whole should sit down and really look at the policy in reference to food, because all the situations that we have in time past is all relating to food. It's not relating to food. Yes. It's relating to food. So, Mr. Speaker, one, government should really look at the PTA's involvement in the schools administration.
Honourable members, there is noise in the chamber. Please, we are not using microphones.
Government should really look at its decision on the PTA's involvement in the running of the senior high schools, because the PTA is playing a very significant role as far as the senior high schools are concerned. Two, government's policy on planting for food and job should be reignited such that all districts will be charged to plant and feed the senior high school. Three, Mr. Speaker, if possible, if parents can take the burden of feeding their wards, not probably dining, but such that they can provide them with some food, provisions and the like. Because, Mr. Speaker, with Shemima and the likes. Mr. Speaker, probably honorable RHS siblings are being provided with what they provision. But back in those days, the DBs, we the Ahianu for ours is dining. Because they will leave the dining for us, and then we'll eat the dining out. And then they'll go and buy. But today, it's looking like the DBs rather are struggling with me the Ahianu for together to consume the little food that we have at the dining. So it looks like the senior high school days, those days in Ola here, when they cook their food for them and you go and see, when you're on diet, they have the food separately for you. Even now, once they don't go and eat, they'll go and buy food. They'll buy food from this in the canteen and eat, and leave the food, and then the matrons there will be complaining. It seems that in these days we don't have matrons even complaining about the food that is even being provided, that is not even good, that we are complaining about. So, Mr. Speaker, I have 3 suggestions that I've laid out. Government should re-involve the PTA as far as the running of the schools are concerned. The all students associations of the various senior high schools should really sit up and take the administration of the senior high school like their own, like the way Mauli you did your congress present. I'm sure these feeding things in your congress discussions. And then government planting for food and job, because we cannot be doing planting of food and job policy, and then our senior high schools, the children in the senior high school cannot be fed properly. If nothing at all, Mr. Speaker, and then all senior high schools are being fed KK Monday to Sunday throughout the term. And government maize is feeding them. You can know that, yes, it is kenke. Whoever would not like to eat the kenke, government has provided kenke. At least we can catch some bela and bush animals and kill for meat. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity given me. My name is Erasmus. Mr. Speaker, I have quite a lot to speak on concerning the statements on the ground. Mr. Speaker, it's quite unfortunate that the majority leader has spoken quite a lot of the things that I wanted to say. About the PTA issue, in fact, it is quite appalling that I get to hear that the dissolution of the Parent-Teacher Association, as to a matter of fact, in a great length, it has tended to have done a lot of improvement to a lot of schools. However, Mr. Speaker, as it stands now, seeking redress to the issue is what is most important. And I believe the majority has rightfully laid out some of these methods that we can resolve this. Because I feel back then in Igbo Senior High, even the food we were eating was bad. Just imagine free senior high school has been implemented. I wonder what they are eating right now. Yes. Honorable Amanor can bear witness to what we used to eat back then in school. So, Mr. Speaker, I would say that with the measures that have been meted out, I'll plead with the stakeholders to try as much as possible to work things out for our young ones. They are our future leaders after all. Mr. Speaker, with this then, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Kendall.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker in the House. My name is Kendall Elizabeth Mante. With all that the majority leader have said, I think government should go back and then negotiate. If there's always a saying that half a loaf is better than none. So if his strength is going to be for academics and books, let that of the parents be for food. So like I was saying, the parents should take it up and say that, okay, government, we know you have done your best. Paying school fees and feeding the children and giving them what to wear was an issue. Now you have paid for books and school fees. We are grateful. Since you cannot cater for the children like we want it to be, then we want to take care of the feeding. And I think government should openly embrace that through the PTA structure. But if government wants to do everything on their own, sometimes I feel that these parties come into power and just because they want to shame the other side, they want to do everything on their own. Sometimes you know you cannot fetch water with a basket, but just to prove a point, you want to go to the riverside with the basket. So I think government should come down to the PTA level, put the structures in place, accept the fact that parents should come in and support with the free SHS policy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's have a follow-up. The person give the statement. First, the speaker.
Thank you very much for the opportunity given. My name is Wakwe, Right Honorable Speaker in our guest house. I think I have been emotional from start because I was the one who actually saw something very unpalatable this morning. But in as much as I am sided on this topic, I believe the inputs that has been made by the honorable members are actually very good inputs that are best working with. We should try to shift our attention to some of these things. I just want to poke my nose into some of the points and say the last point that was made by the honorable Kendall is what I'm standing on. To say we shouldn't pretend to do what we can't. Like sometimes let's stop the pretense. You can't do it, you can't do it. Or if you can do it, do it. Like the honey war is my problem, the lukewarm is my problem. So instead of trying to fall on other things that are not working out for us, let's work with the points that work for us. Like respond quickly. Maybe the feeding, the planting for food and jobs might work, but well, that is a problem for another day. But for today, let's face reality. I think, speaking for my school, the old students union had intervened multiple times. They have purchased food items and donated, and it will suffice the school for how long? So you can equally say that they are not doing those projects because they are investing a chunk of the money they are supposed to use to build blocks and other things into feeding the students, of which they can't keep on doing that thing for a very long time. So I think we need a broader consultation with stakeholders to find a lasting solution to this. And if it is necessary that we fall on payment or we fall on any other option, that will help us. My problem is we have to move past the problem I saw this morning. Thank you very much.
Please, is it comments on the same?
Yes, on what?
Let me hear from. You want to go comments? Let me hear from Honorable Vincent first.
Thank you, the Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, I want to comment on what Honorable Felix said. Mr. Speaker, one of the every year government spend 1.3 to 1.5 4 billion Ghana cedis on free cities. The Speaker, sometimes the government pretend as if all is well, but if the citizen knows that all is not well. For instance, if I'm a minister,
Honorable Majority Leader, please. Yes.
The difference between a government school and a private school is that if you cannot afford, you go to the government school. If you can afford, you go to the private school. Now, government have made everything difficult for us. They knew that some people can pay the money, but they allow all of us to go to that place. That's where we are now. Because having said 1.3 to 1.4 billion, a chunk of money that have been popped into the, because if you study the budget, that's the larger amount of money allocated for the free teachers. If government were to list, they say, okay, those who can afford. If I don't say the reason why a minister can afford, say he or she shouldn't pay. I don't think that makes a logic sense. If government should to calm down, negotiate with the people, those who can pay, will pay. I think that type of money would have allocated for the buffer stock. Because I heard that government have not paid the buffer stock to provide food. That left the students. Last time when I came here, I made a statement on that if you go to Sparkle, I don't know whether it is Gary with that what's the name of that thing? Oh. No. That tomato paste. What's the name of that?
Gas.
No. Ketchup. Then the thing looks some way. It's not nice at all. So if governments should take that one, those who have paid for that one to be paid to the buffer, so I think all these things will not be, because I think yesterday I was talking to my mom and I saw that now that the buffer stock has brought food for the people. I don't know whether I saw that. It's long overdue. So I think government should really sit down and look at all these things. Those who can pay should pay. They should bring back the PTA so that all these things will be, so that the better thing that we want to do for our younger ones will be achieved. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. A follow-up. Please make it very short.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker in the House. Mr. Speaker, the subject matter under discussion. You see, all of us are not getting, how do I put it, the limelight of the situation on ground. The free senior high school has been introduced to eliminate the discrimination between those who can pay and those who can't pay. Mr. Speaker, back then in the senior high school, as Honorable Erasmus said, even after the days we were paying fees, we all know what we ate in the various dining halls, right? And again, now how can we differentiate between those who can pay and those who can't pay? Mr. Speaker, how can we differentiate currently if we should put down the subject matter and then subject us to the proof to show those who can pay and those who can't pay? How can we do this? Is it by virtue of name? So probably when you go to the senior high school and show an ID card, you have, for example, my junior sister's name, Salme Abna Amanor, because there's Amanor attached to the name. So what if it is not the Amanor that they know? So Mr. Speaker, collectively, government is making the effort. And then it should be noted, when the free senior high school was introduced in 2017, about 100,000 plus children who on a normal day would have sat home went to school. We are all forgetting, we are only talking about the feeding part. In 2017, 18, 19, 20, of which the first batch graduated in 2020, the second batch, we have the third batch this year. And all of them have graduated, and then, if nothing at all, they've gotten the senior high school certificate. That should be the main goal. Are we getting it? Now, as I rightly said, how can we differentiate between those who can pay and those who can pay? Are you getting it? I'm coming again. As Honorable Erasmus said, all of us sit here. If we can bear witness, Mr. Speaker, if we can bear witness, when we paid fees in the various senior high schools, we know what we ate. Was it not born out of when we got gas? It was born out of when we got gas, right, Mr. Speaker? And even as around material terms, I can say on record, back in 2017, 18, 19, they were eating better than what we ate in the days when we were paying fees. I went to New Senior High School and they gave them bread with cheese. They gave them bread with cheese. When we were paying fees, we never ate bread with cheese. Notwithstanding that, I'm not saying that because they are eating bread with cheese in those days, they shouldn't continue to eat bread with cheese. And I'm not undermining that there are no challenges in the system. There are challenges that we all ought to address. But if we are subjecting the free senior high school's failure to only feeding, then we are getting the argument wrong. If we are only subjecting the failure of free senior high school to feeding, that is probably not the issue currently. Because feeding is not probably in Maulimola. Maybe when you go to these Pope Jones, and maybe they are not having those feeding issues there. The fact of the issue is that when you go to those schools, how do we hear those feeding issues from those schools? Mr. Speaker, what you say is factual. I'm coming. You are being emotional. But for the fact that you saw Mr. Speaker, no. This is from your school. Fine. You are being emotional that your former senior high school's condition. Probably in Legal Senior High School, we are not having a particular situation. In Legal Senior High School, we are not. You can't probably base your argument on Maoli Senior High School situation and make it a general case. I get it. Mr. Speaker, I want to put it on record that when they were running the double track, it was only few senior high schools in Ghana that were running the double track. Your senior high school was not running double track. As of when the double track was running, was the senior high school. Maoli Senior High School was not part of it. I get it. Currently, as we are currently, Mr. Speaker, as we have currently, do we have double track? I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, I'm on the floor. While you were speaking, I was quiet. Mr. Speaker, you see, I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, double track was introduced when the number rose. Do we have double track currently? No. Do we have double track currently? You see, everybody is not getting the argument currently on the floor. And then isn't one of our data is behaving like UGCC back then in 1947. In 1947, when UGCC was formed, UGCC said self-government within the shortest possible time. And the shortest possible time would have taken Ghana to 1970 before the independence was gained. In 1949, on the 1st July, Nkrumah said self-government now. And self-government now in 1949 took Ghana 8 years in 1957, and Ghana gained independence. Free Senior High School was introduced in 2017. And it has exposed majority of the lapses and then the loopholes we had in the senior high school. Gradually, step by step, we will be able to eliminate the issues we have within the program. But currently, the situation that we have, that's why I'm of the argument that, because if we should go back to the fee-paying regime with the current economic situation that we have, back then in the senior high schools, in 2012, we paid 300, Mr. Speaker, we paid 312 cities. Our school fees, as borders those days. Mr. Speaker, our school fees, with the borders, we paid 312 cities back then in 2012. Now, if we are going to subject payment of feeding in this current regime, which we cannot buy even kenke with 2 cities currently. And we are going to, Mr. Speaker, that's one of the argument that Mr. Speaker, Let me for you. Mr. Speaker, with the current economic situation we have you are speaking emotional. You are using Maoli Senior High School situation to generalize the entire situation. That's why I'm saying no. I'm not saying this. You are showing me reality from Maoli Senior High School. Your argument is you are telling me to speak empirical. You are using only one. What is your hypothesis? Your hypothesis is only one data available, and you are drawing conclusions. I get it. Why is Senior High School? I get it. Your hypothesis you drawn right now is using one data available to draw conclusion for the entire institution, and you are telling me to speak with empirical evidence. Mr. Speaker, that's why I'm of the argument that government's planning for food and job policy should be looked at. I don't mind you. Kindly choose your words carefully. It's very important. We are on the record. We are not doing political arguments here. We are looking at the situation very, and some of you are getting very emotional. Government planting for food and jobs. If that particular policy should be looked at currently, we would have been able to feed majority of the students that this situation that we are having currently. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader. Let me hear Minority Leader. I want us to bring this matter to a close.
Mr. Speaker,
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's quite unfortunate that an issue that was meant to actually bring out remedial actions to combat the dilapidated state of our feeding is bringing up heated argument. Mr. Speaker, we have a lot of agendas on our itinerary, of which I would like us to fast track the proceedings. So I would actually like to move that the statement on ground is cut for other statements or possible other business. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, thank you very much. I will not take any further submission on this particular subject matter. Honorable members, it is evident that the free SHS has issues. And let it be known that every initiative has issues. The way forward is that let there be stakeholder consultation with the ministry for the problem to be solved. And I think we'll have a headway. We can as well contact the Education Committee of Parliament and let them know of the issue to start a consultation on this matter to bring it to an end. On that matter, on that note, the statement and comments and narrative have now come to a conclusion. We'll take the second statement from Honorable Kendamante.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker in the House. My name is Kenda Elizabeth Mante. On the second statement, it is in line with our activities in the House. I wanted to suggest that.
A second. Is it with reference to what your committee would want to propose?
No, it's a general.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. So today there was a lot of issues on we not being present at sittings, and I can say that 2/3 of the people we have here as members of Parliament are not in Hope currently. So therefore, I want to state that those of us who watch the proceedings online should equally be marked as present. Because now from Accra, I came from Accra yesterday, just because I wanted to attend this sitting. And now Accra to go is 73 cities. I came from Kaswa. So imagine Kaswa to Accra to go here before to my campus, and I'll be going back the same way. If I have to come for sittings 200 Ghana cedis all the time, I'm not working. So therefore, I would want us to address such.
I think you should have filed that as a petition, not a statement.
Okay, thank you for the correction.
So when we get to petition, file it and then we refer it to the petition. Okay. So, thank you very much. Honourable members, before we proceed, let's hear an introduction from an MP who just entered the chamber. Honourable Roger, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker in the House. I'm Roger Ahianu, MP for Proceedings. Thank you.
And Chairperson.
And Chairperson for Standard House.
May I also state that he equally attended every sitting. He has also attended from the first sitting to the current sitting, and he has not missed any sitting in the first session.
Yay!
Honourable members, we will now move to item 9, petitions. So if anyone has a petition to file, please, the floor is yours to file the petition. Yes, Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the House. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minority Caucus, Mr. Speaker, we want to bring to light that some of our MPs from far destinations, due to transport cost, which is currently on the ascendancy or on the rampant, will not be able to be consecutive for meetings. So we would like to file a petition that such persons, depending on their destination, it means not just anybody can stand up and say that, okay, maybe I'm meeting my one, meeting me back, maybe I'm sure online. Pardon me for my informal language. It doesn't mean that anybody can just stand up and say that, okay, maybe I'll not come to sitting, I'll just be online and watch, and then they'll take me or mark me as present. Mr. Speaker, on that note, I want to file a petition to the House that members from far destinations who view our programs via online mediums should be marked present on our attendance sheet. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, the petition is hereby referred to the Petitions Committee for deliberation and report to the House at our first sitting in the second session next month, January. Honourable members, in the absence of any petition, we'll move to the commencement of public business. Item number 10, Privileges Committee Report. May I invite a member of the Privileges Committee, Honourable Hubert Agbakobi, to present the report to the House. Honourable members, please present from yes, so that you can put the camera directly.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. This report, I'm coming to read this report in the absence of our second Deputy Speaker, who is Vanessa Peace, on behalf of Vanessa Peace Asase, who is the Youth MP for South Turn constituency. Mr. Speaker, the committee is a 9-member standing committee made up of the chairperson, who is the second Deputy Speaker, Vanessa Peace Asase, Deputy Majority Leader as ranking member, the Deputy Clerk Operations as Secretary, the Deputy Minority Leader as a member, and other 5 youth MPs, namely MPs for Shai Osudoku, Central Tonu, Kro, Ketunov, and Pando. On 20th November 2022, at the 4th parliamentary sitting of the House, Mr. Speaker referred 29 youth MPs to the Committee for Investigation and report to the House. These MPs were referred to the committee based on the fact that they have still not taken their oaths and have breached Order 34 on leave of absence of youth MPs without permission from the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, these are the general findings of the committee. The committee has found out that after inspecting the vote and proceedings of the first, second, and third sittings of these MPs so referred have indeed not attended the first 3 sittings of the House and are therefore guilty of breaching Order 34 of the standing orders of the House. Mr. Speaker, the committee called each and every one of the 29 youth MPs and had a conversation with them on the guidance of some mandatory questions asked. Question 1, if they are aware they missed all 4 sittings held by the House. Question 2, if they are aware they have not taken their oath of office. Question 3, if they still have interest in being a member of the House. Question 4, if they paid their inaugural levy. Question 5, if they will attend subsequent sittings of the House. At the end of questioning, the committee emphatically stated to each referred MP that their last opportunity to take their oath is the 5th sitting of the House, scheduled for 11th December 2022, which is today. If they fail to do so, the House will accordingly vote them out of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, the committee, after its investigation, hereby presents its findings and recommendations of each of the youth MPs appointed referred to the committee for consideration and approval of the House. Mr. Speaker, the questions being asked each MP and the answers being given to the findings and the recommendation are listed below. Abdul Fattah, Abdul Rahman, which is from Agbawe constituency. And the recommendations of the committee stated that, per records, he lives so far, he should support us as a member of the movement. So, he should be...
A second, should we allow him to present the report before we take each of the MPs? Because we have to take each of them one by one and approve whether we are voting the person out or we are retaining the person, or whether we are approving the recommendation or we are not approving the recommendation. So should he present on each before we take, or he should just go ahead and present and then we take it one by one? Yes, Honorable Wilson.
I think for the sake of time, we have a standing motion to debate on, so after that then we come, because it's a lengthy thing, right?
So you should skip that one, and then with the house will take it one by one. Okay. Thank you very much. So I think you can just read the last. Okay.
Yes.
I think you can just summarize, and then the house will take each of them one by one.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This, as I read, this is the committee report of the Privileges Committee, and it's left with the House to take the recommendations, whether to vote them out or to retain them to their respective constituencies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable member of the Privileges Committee. Honorable members, the report has been sent to our page, and that's the one that again, YIP City. It's on the last page, so go and then you see the report there to see in detail what the committee has recommended on each of them. May I state that the committee says that the last opportunity to take their oath is the 5th sitting. So it means that if the person comes for this sitting, the House can equally reconsider the person. So let's take note of that. Please, have you all seen the committee report? Have you all seen it?
This particular one?
Yes. It's on, go to our WhatsApp page. YIP sitting, it's a PDF. It's on the last page. Have you seen it?
I'm yet to check.
Should we proceed? Have you all seen it? Okay, so we can proceed, right? So I think I'll just call the name in the constituency and the recommendation of the committee, and then we'll just take the voice vote to approve the recommendation of the committee. Okay, so that is how we do it. So the first MP, Abdul Fattah Abdul Rahman, the recommendation is for him to be voted out. All honorable members in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Speaker,
Why?
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, this should be by head count.
Should be by head count.
Yes. And then for the purposes, if they are following the report, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. I respond to Amanor. These are very delicate issues that we are going to discuss, which has to do with booting out of MPs who are not taking their oaths since the inauguration of the second parliament. So I think we shouldn't rush, and it shouldn't come by voice vote, it should be by head count. And then the reason there, please, you will read the reason there for us so that we get to know. I get it. If it is long distance, we know. If he can't come at all, then we get to know. So that if we are taking him out and retaining, we are taking him and then replacing him, we get to know. So that at the end of the day, it will look like we were biased with keeping some people and taking some people out because we are recording it, and then this is a house of record keeping. Thank you very much.
Okay, may I state that the committee has made a recommendation on all of them, but there is a condition for all of them to fulfill as well, which is the fact that if they attend the 5th sitting, which is today, they should be considered. Yes, Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker of the August House. I believe that the Privileges Committee has undergone a very scrutiny, a good scrutiny to bring out this report. Mr. Speaker, going through everything, the reasons that they projected with the suggestions that they have meted out over here, as in the way forward that have been meted out, I believe that in one way or the other, we should just, for the sake of time also, we should go ahead and approve their recommendations. That is from my point of view. If you all go through this document very well, you will realize that the reasons provided and then the way forward. We have some being booted out, some being on conditional basis, and some, I think, to be retained. Okay, let's go ahead and approve that. If you want to go one by one, read everything, and then I will say. So I think we should look at that and then go ahead with it. Thank you very much.
Honorable Kendall.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker in the House. My name is Kendall Elizabeth Mante. And I don't agree with what the Honorable Minority Leader said. Yeah. I think if, for example, Priscilla, long distance, Kendall, I want to be taken out. Let's know the reason why they said we should retain the person or take the person out. Sometimes somebody on the committee or on the panel might be having a personal issue with someone. And so we also want to know why the committee suggested that party A or B should be taken out. We are not asking that you read everything. We just want you to mention maybe Honorable Erasmus, maybe due to long distance. That is why the person has not been able to come for any of the sittings. Should we consider or not? Should we go with their recommendations or not? Then we move that way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Wilson. Oh, it's not
thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think with what she said, like I was telling my minority leader that before you boot someone out, maybe you should consider this and look at the economic situation. Like Honorable Kendall said, coming from Accra to this out will cost you like 200 Ghana cedis. So let's look at the distance that we used to do that as well. Then probably if there's a sitting, they should join us online so that they can comment. They know that they are present. That's the only way we can use to do that for them.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guest. Mr. Speaker, it seems I respond to Amanor. Thank you very much. Our members are getting confused as far as the subject matter on the floor is discussed. At the last sitting, 29 members were referred to the Privileges Committee by virtue of them not taking their oaths. It should be nothing as such. These members that we are having their report currently in front of us have not taken their oaths, as in they have not been sworn in as MPs. So they cannot be counted as MPs. So the recommendations that have been made there is borne out that they have not taken their oath, whether they are to be retained or booted out of Parliament. And that is the argument we are having currently. It is not that those MPs have taken their oaths, and then all MPs who have taken their oath, they have been considered. Our honorable member who just came was sworn in, even though he's part of the members that were, how do I put it, were referred, right? He was part, but he's here currently, so he doesn't have any issue. But all the members that we have currently have not been sworn in at the first sitting, during the inauguration. So that is what we should know. Once you have not been sworn in, you are not an MP. So I think we should proceed with the recommendations that we have, whether or not we should accept them or not to accept them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Kendall, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker in the House. My name is Kendall Elizabeth Mante. All I'm trying to say is that, for example, if you take the first person on our list, Abdul Fatao, Wejagbawi, constituency, per record, he lives far, so he should support us as a member of the movement. Maybe I can don't live far, but I really want to be an MP. Maybe it's because of the financial constraints. That is why I am not able to come, and not because I don't care. So if the person has given a genuine reason that I live far, that is why I cannot come, I was not able to come. It is not, I don't think it is a good reason, substantive reason to boot, because they wrote boot out. So that means indirectly take the person out. And I think it's not fair because I'm coming from a far place too.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guest. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. The subject matter on the floor, once again, some people are not getting the argument on the floor right. The standing orders are clear. And when it comes to law, there is no emotions on whether or not you are free or not, you are not free. It is born out of your own willingness that by virtue you want to be a youth MP of a particular constituency. Oh yes, it's willingly. Are we getting it? I'm sure, Honorable, you came from what? Where did you come from? Where? Dakwa, all the way to Ho, right? You see, no, I'm of the argument that willingly. The issue here is not that somebody surprised you and gave you the position. willingly, you said you want to be a youth MP. Now, the inaugural sitting, the first, the second, the third, and which one? This is the fifth sitting, right? You have not been sworn in, and you want us to still be keeping you. No, we can't be keeping you. The standing orders are clear on this particular subject matter. So, Mr. Speaker, willingly, honorable, what's the name? Honorable MP for Ahianu, what's his name? Honorable Silas came for the inaugural and then the first sitting. So if nothing at all, by virtue, if we are talking about distance, Honorable Silas can be considered, right? Honorable Joel is in Accra, but anytime he finds his way here, he always comes at the sitting. So if nothing at all, if we are talking about the standing order where we want to penalize him, he can be but here you have not been sworn in. The argument here, Mr. Speaker, I want Honorable Kendo to understand that these people that we are referring to are not MPs. They have not been sworn in. They have not taken their oath as MPs. So we can't swear them in online. In what situation? If an MP is elected MP for Boko Central, all the way in Northern Region, he comes down all the way from Northern Region to Accra in Parliament to be sworn in as MP. Mr. Speaker, I want to refer the MPs. It looks like what we are doing, they are not taking it as a youth model parliament. Mr. Speaker, I want to make honorable members get the argument. You and youth parliament, Honorable Kendo, you were part of the United Nations Youth Parliament. When they want to meet, they don't. When was the last time did they meet online or swore in a mail? And even then they have a dressing code. You have to put on that blue suit and the tie, and you have to be in Accra at a conference center where they were all sworn in. And even that one, all the 275 constituencies has been allocated. So MPs for Boko Central, from Tamale Central, from Bukugu Yoyo, from Pandai, all the way came down from that way to Accra in conference center, and they were sworn in. I getting it. Honorable Kendo. It is not true. How was it done? Some were not present. They were not sworn in. United Nations Youth Parliament has its own rules. These are fifth sitting, Mr. Speaker. And these members we are talking about, that we are even wasting our strength and then looking at, they are not MPs, they have not been sworn in. So why should we even, on a normal day, even should be wasting willingly, Mr. Speaker? It is willingly. By nobody's by nobody's pushing, you have been an MP. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I don't get the reason why the privileges committees have done their work. They've spent time to do the work and presented a report of this nature to the House, whereby we want to massage and look at the report in a way that one way we will be able to favor or not to favor. These members have not been sworn in, Mr. Speaker. Let's just go by the recommendation. If it is booting, we boot them out. If it is considering, we consider them, and that's how.
Okay, thank you very much.
Who put them out?
Thank you very much, the right honorable speaker in our guest house. I think we are the time we are spending to talk about this. If we had taken the reports by this time, we would have been finishing. Please, Mr. Speaker, kindly permit me to ask you, how long is our parliamentary year?
1 year.
And we are looking at a sitting per month for 5 months straight. Now, if you have to award certificates to members, the said members are going to award them with the certificates because they are members by virtue of they applying, expressing interest in the set to represent the said constituencies. Now, they've never been in the house for which I can maybe hold a certificate for this tenure, and then they hold the same certificate on their own behalf for this same tenure, and we'll meet somewhere and I'll be like, oh, I know you. Like, the person can say, because he is also holding a certificate, if the person presents his face and he's asked, you can say he doesn't know me. He doesn't know me. That is it. So I'm speaking from the perspective that we are holding certificates and we are going to be awarding them to deserving members. Members who are recognized, and the recognition we are talking about you being sworn in. We had members, we had friends who were interested in applying for these positions. But looking at the ground rules, we are a legislative chamber. We have rules and regulations we work with. Looking at them, they say, okay, because I cannot be coming, I won't be an MP. Let me support, let me be part of the movement because I believe in what we are doing here. I have friends who equally follow us online and watch. but they are not MPs representing any constituency. But at least we can finish talking about here. You go home, they give you a call. Oh, you were discussing this thing today. This is what I also feel about it. And that is how we are doing it. So since the said people have not been sworn in legally, they are not recognized as members. So whatever recommendation is coming, let's just look at the recommendation. And if we have a reason beyond reasonable doubt to massage, that is an exceptional situation. Otherwise, let's just work with the rest that way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, Honorable Harriet, she has not spoken the entire day. Let me get to her.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members of the House, Harriet, Honorable MP Ho Central. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I feel so embarrassed and keep getting discouraged because not only me, when I try to invite important personalities to the House, they complain we are not serious. Which we are how many members of the House that applied? And the numbers that you see in the House are not encouraging. It is very, very, very disappointing. You understand? For instance, those personalities drive all the way to come and be with us. And if they see us being serious, you can walk to them. They say they are patrons. Say, I need this help. They'll support you. But looking at this, they don't even take us serious. That one is my headache right now. I agree with no majority whip and majority leader. What they are saying is very, very true. Because I have colleagues out there who are willing to join the Parliament House. And I always tell them that it's full, they should apply next time. And whilst others are there and not taking it serious. Because you willingly, you said you want to be part of this. First, the question is, do they partake even in the virtual meeting? Do they? Once a while, even if you've not appeared 5 times, you should make effort to even come in for the swearing in. So I agree with them that they should be put out so others will be given the opportunity. Because one, excuse me to say, I'm a lion. And if I voluntary support, if I don't go for meeting, even others are going for a program, this I have to support. You understand? What you get me? So this one, this parliamentary thing is very, very wholehearted to me. I met one incoming aspiring MP now who is want to contest Ho Central. He says youth parliament has been on his mind since childhood. Now I'm planning to bring him. He should come and meet empty house. Somebody who has that dream of even building youth parliamentary MPs. And I said I'm part of it. He's excited. If I invite him, come and meet empty house. I'm feeling so embarrassed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you. You should just cut everything short. You see, Honorable Kendall's point is substantial. Honorable Amanor's point, in fact, is also substantial. I feel he even rose to second what the idea that I brought earlier. Mr. Speaker, if you carefully peruse through the documents we have here, see, Mr. Speaker, even there are some people here that say, question 5, if they will attend subsequent sittings of the House. See, not sure. Somebody said no. Somebody said there is dash. Somebody said you will try. You see, as Amanor said, this is an issue about willingness. So people equally, we should just make the decision making here simple. Okay? Yes. Okay. Let's kindly plead with the Privileges Committee to work on the not setting those that are supposed to be retained and then the conditional people to work on them again. And then those who are supposed to be booted out, as we should look at it, those who said they won't be able to come, boot them out because they've already expressed it over there. It says, no, I won't come. Somebody said only come on vacation. Somebody said I'm not certain. You understand? Such people, yes, boot them out. The rest that are over there who have expressed concern that yes, they will come. Mr. Speaker, sorry. It's a slip of the tongue. Mr. Speaker, let's give them the opportunity, okay, to consider them. But all those that are on the list that said they won't come, the dash people, and then they're not certain, and then the people who have specifically said that no, maybe we can consider them. But then the rest of them, Mr. Speaker, you just we waste our time if we should go about deliberating on this over and over again. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Blessing.
Thank you, Speaker in the House. The Speaker, like he rightly said, those that I'm not sure should be voted out. Those that said they will try. The Speaker, what we should be thinking about the novel way of doing things. Because the covenant has taught us that you cannot only meet in contact. You can meet through virtual, even graduation, you do graduation virtually. The equal meeting that my father had with them, it was through Zoom. But I think we should only limit. Yes, if we are comparing ourselves to maybe the youth model parliament.
Honorable, you are supposed to order. Let me hear the answer.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. I respond to Amanor. I like to put Honorable Vixen to order because he's out of order. Virtually, we've had so many virtual leadership seminars, of which myself and Honorable Jones and yourself. 3, we're having a learned professor online with us, teaching us the ways of doing things, and only 3 members. What's the probability that if we hold sitting virtually, they will attend? Mr. Speaker, something that you are not participating in. Mr. Speaker, something that you are not even participating online, you are not joining. Then what is the probability that when it is a sitting, how many virtual leadership seminars do you hold this seminar? Mr. Speaker, 4. The most embarrassing one was the one we had with Dr. What? The Doctor of YIP, what is his name?
Dr. Harrison.
Dr. Harrison, myself, Honorable Jones, were you part? You were part. Kumasi Technical University SLC speaker.
I was part.
You were part. What's the name? And then doctors, students were the ones who formed the quorum. Only 12 members were online that day. What is the probability that if we hold virtual leadership seminars, they will join, Mr. Speaker? The reason here is, my argument always now, it is willingly, like willingly. You apply willingly. You say you want to be youth MP willingly. I want to be youth MP for Nico Brown willingly. By virtue, shouldn't I be sleeping by this time? Or shouldn't I be doing any, you were at the program, were you not supposed to be there? You are supposed to be preparing for tomorrow for work. All the first seated here, those who are supposed to, we are supposed to be preparing for work. My good brother here, if he has gotten the opportunity, he will be at somewhere doing something. But willingly he is here. So those who don't want to be here willingly, Mr. Speaker, let's put them out. Willingly, you have not been sworn in. So what is the probability? Some people need to pay the left guy. Mr. Speaker, I want to get them. It looks like we are not taking this youth impact parliament thing we are doing very seriously. Some people are not taking it seriously. Let me put it on record. Some members whose name have appeared in this particular room. Honorable Cyril Eric Boatin is in Ho, my very good friend. Yes. Honorable Ali Abbas Osman is in Ho, my very good friend. Honorable Awo Vincent is in Ho, my very good friend. Does that mean that we seated here, we don't have anything doing, and every month we come and sit down there and do and go home? No. So, Mr. Speaker, there are a lot of willing people outside there who want to join. 29 available seats will serve a very good number of people. Mr. Speaker, the current House President, Honorable Kakabo, want to be a member of Youth Impact Parliament because there's no vacancy. Let's put the unserious people out and bring the serious people in. At least if nothing at all, it will serve a very good purpose. And then our standing orders. You see, what is giving me headache is that we are growing to become future leaders and we are putting out this particular attitude. Then when our MPs miss sittings in Parliament, then we tend to complain that I have not seen this particular MP speaking throughout the whole year. Mr. Speaker, we will say that we have not. Mr. Speaker, we are learning to become MPs. We are learning to become responsible future leaders. This is a willingly decision. Honorable member, Mr. Speaker, let's just go by the report and proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me do this by 7. I will progressively with you. But you see, it doesn't watch if it's comparing this Youth Impact Parliament to Ghana Parliament. Unless, of course, you want to provide those who are after transportation. No, Mr. Speaker. What I'm trying to say is that you see, we don't solve a problem.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I respond to Amanor. On no day have I compared Youth Impact Parliament to Ghana National Parliament. I said no. We are training ourselves to become like those in the national parliament. That is the argument. So if we are putting up this attitude at this particular tender age, and then we want to grow to become like them, what are we going to become? That's why I always say that we are not the future leaders. Like, we are not the future leaders in this
So thank you very much, Majority Leader.
What I'm trying to say is that
Please make your point.
yes, I believe
You have a decision to
this
take.
movement has a vision and a mission. Rather, you were telling me that when we went to visit Honorable Lecha and I was talking about their first deputy majority leader also, that he doesn't come. I don't know what Elimago told me that when you leave him to go, the capacity that you want to build will not be achieved. Is that correct? What I'm trying to say is that we shouldn't solve a problem and create an apple at the latter end. Yes, some projects, those who are not willing to come, we should be booted, but those who say we should give them consideration. Then I'm saying that look at the community because yes, someone like you made mention of Joel, by virtue of some issue, that's how come. But he didn't come a purpose because of this. It's by virtue of what is coming to go. That's why he has running himself to go. So what about those? So the bottom line is the bottom line the connect has taught us that it's not we shouldn't only meet in court, but we can do things virtually. That's it. The stand orders can be amended. Thank you very much.
Honourable members, all international citizens, this is a very simple decision to make. The committee has given us a very detailed report. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Answers stated there. And the recommendations of the committee. This is a very simple thing for us to do.
Those are not ready to be put.
That is why I said I'll put the question to each member. Scrutinize the decision, scrutinize the answers. Other members, order. Scrutinize the answers they are giving and the recommendation of the committee. I put the question, just give us the answer, and we take the decision of the person and move on. Other members, I believe we are all on one page. So please, on that note, I will read each of the answers and the recommendation, and I will take the decision on each member. Please, let it be noted that these members have not acquired the full status of an MP. So, as a matter of fact, let me state on the record, they are not even supposed to go through this process. They are not even full MPs to be referred to the Villages Committee. Because their appointment letter will just be withdrawn by the movement, and that ends the entire thing. But we are taking them through this process for formality. For what? Formality and fair justice. That at least they are giving a point to what? Present themselves, and the committee engage all of them. So please, we are not being harsh with this decision. So please, we are taking each of them one by one. The first person, Abdul Fataro Abdul Rahman, Wajal Bawe, -- recommendation. He needs power, so he should support as a movement. Be booted out. All members in favor of the recommendation say aye. Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. The honourable member is respectfully booted out. Adikra Aku Okaiche. Is it Okaikwe? No. Question 1, transportation. 2, yes. 3, yes. 4, no. 5, not sure. What is the question they are saying? Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are over there. So she says she's not sure she's come for the subsequent sitting.
What I suggest is that for you mentioning it one after the other, just summarize all those who are in the same content, then just say yes or no.
Those who said they are not willing to,
then they will move on. But you mention one.
No, you see, the conditions that have.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker in the House. I respond to them. The conditions that had amounted to them being booted out or conditional or considered varies from one person to another. So we can't put all of them in a particular basket. No. I get it. For example,
I'm saying that we should calculate all those who are not willing to come. Then yes or no, then yes.
So we are saying that, Mr. Speaker, in fact, I want to file a petition. Okay, I want to file a petition that, Mr. Speaker, the Privileges Committee should work on getting a yes or no response from those.
Yes, honorable member, the yes or no question 5. Are you coming for something?
And that is there.
Question 3 is saying you have interest. And the answers are there.
What I'm trying to say is that, okay, there are some people who are on condition. Now they have gotten the yes or no from them. Those people who are willing to come.
So, honorable members, that is why we put the question. Even if you have a special reservation for a member, when you reach there, you can make a submission on him for us to take the situation. Okay, special.
My point is, going about all this list right now is a heckling tax. Okay?
No, please.
Please. There are some people, yes, very important. But then there are people who have meted out their decision that.
So when we reach there, you make a special reservation for them. Thank you very much.
You see, that's why I said the conditions that are amounted somebody to be booted out of conditional varies from the person to person.
Yes,
and you see, honorable
members.
Question 5 years says that if they will attend subsequent cities, and then they indicate
all members should be seated. All international sciences. Please, we are making progress. We are making progress. I didn't hear from Minority Chief. Anything to add?
Thank you, Right Honorable. I just want to say that you have the wisdom as a chair to direct the House. Therefore, you are in your hands for the direction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, as I said, okay, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker in the Guest House. My name is Elifat. I rose to say again that if we want to argue this, if we had started long time and said we should start, we would have finished by now. Let's not argue it. There are people who said no.
That's what I'm saying.
Just that all of them, let's not yes or no. You see, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. Honorable members,
the people we are talking about are not being MPs to be taking
process.
Yes.
So, Mr. Speaker, so the argument is that we should just approve this report wholly and go.
Exactly.
That's what I rightly said in the beginning. Mr. Speaker, honorable, listen. When you read question 3, question 3, you see the question is the build-up. Question 5 is a yes or no. Listen to question 3. Question 3 will say, if they still have interest in being a member, the person said, some said no. Then, and then question 5, some say yes, they have interest. Some all said they still have members of. Then, are they willing to come in 25? Then they said no. So a person like this, but it varies from a person to person. That's why I have the argument that we have trusted the Privileges Committee. It's the Committee of Parliament. We have trusted the Privileges Committee to do a very nice work for us. If it is left to me alone, we just pick this whole report and approve it as it is and proceed. Okay, Mr. Speaker,
I pointed out two very most important Mr. Speaker, I pointed out two things, two decisions on the floor. The first was that we approved this. Then the second was that because of the issue of consideration. So based on the issue of consideration, I only filed that, Mr. Speaker, those who said no, that they can't come. Let's just move them out. And then those who said they should be considered, we give them the
Honourable members, this is my ruling, thank you. This is my ruling. Honourable members, their situations are different. That is, if the committee could have added all of them together, the committee would have done that. But the committee presented each of them differently for the varying answers they have given. Let's respect how the committee has presented their report and take them one by one. There are only 29 and we'll finish. So when we meet a member and we have a reservation on that member, you call, you want to speak, I'll give you a question and make the reservation for consideration. If you don't have any reservation, we put the question on the recommendation and we move. So please, we are making progress. That is my ruling. So, Adrina Abu, the recommendation of the committee is to be voted out. All in favor say aye. Aye. Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Augustus Ajayi, he wanted to even resign ahead. Recommendation voted out. All in favor say aye. Aye. Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. Right, John Kola Amanor. Recommendation to be given a condition to appear today. As the honourable member here.
Mr. Speaker, I have a submission on this.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honourable Bright John Kola Alonyo is a very good friend of mine. He is in Ho. He is giving reasons, and he has not even paid his inaugural levy. His condition is to do what? His condition was. I suggest I move a motion for him to be booted out. Yes, he should be booted out. It's very important that we boot Honourable Alonyo Bright out for a person to be replaced. Because on the purposes that I saw him, Honourable Office, when did we see Honourable Bright? Alonyo Bright? Last 2 days, yes. We saw him last 2 days, just here on campus. And then he's giving reasons that he's a very good friend of mine, actually. Very, very good friend. But he's not coming for sitting. And then we need the evidence. So, Mr. Speaker, I move for him to be booted out. Thank you very much. So that we keep the vacancy for.
We need a second now. Second, the motion heavily moved by the majority leader. Thank you very much.
All members, I put a question on the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. So he should be booted out. I'll put a question on the booting out. All in favor for him to be booted out say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. He is accordingly booted out. Daniel Hassan Saforo, Ablekuma West. No answers. Booted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. He is accordingly booted out. Daniel Amanor, recommendation, booted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Accordingly booted out. Edmond Kekeli Dokuma Trobu, recommendation is condition for him to appear today for swearing. Is he here?
No.
Okay, so the recommendation says if he fails to appear here, he should be booted out. So I'll put the question on him to be booted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay.
It doesn't matter.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. Therefore, he is accordingly booted out.
It doesn't matter. It is the presence that we can administrate.
Honourable members, we have just some few MPs to go through. In fact, they are not really MPs because only need the vote. Members designated. Emilia Ahianu, Upper West Akin. Recommendation, booted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. It's accordingly booted out. Emmanuel Asakoro, New Drop and North. Recommendation, be booted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. It's accordingly booted out. Eric Asante Aku, honourable members, even before we get to the recommendation of the committee, the honourable member is here. That means he has even fulfilled the primary condition of the committee. Since he's here, I want us to listen to him. If he has any comments,
let's finish. We'll listen to him. We have a very special.
He has a chunk of them, so let's finish.
Once he's here, he has won all of us at heart, especially me, my heart. Please, I'll give you the left side of my heart.
okay, so I think the entire house accordingly rejects. I'll still put the question so that you all say nay to it. So the committee recommends that it should be booted out. All in favor say aye. Not in favor say nay.
Nay.
The nays have it. The house accordingly rejects the recommendation. Honourable Eric Asante accordingly retained. Evans Gagbo, Akan constituency. Recommendation be booted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Accordingly booted out. Fortune Maulo Amesimeku. Recommendation booted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. He is accordingly voted out. Harry Chukwumansa, he even stated that he needs to make it to sittings. Recommendation to be voted out. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. Henrietta Kumenu Abetifi's recommendation to be voted out. Her own is conditional though. Is she here? Since she is not here, the question is for her to be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Ibrahim Nudu Ali, Ayaso East. Recommendation to be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Accordingly voted out. Ismail Doji, the Lakumi, Ayenswano. Condition. He has been given a conditional recommendation. Is he here?
No.
Okay, so the question is for him to be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Accordingly voted out. John Awumi, the Central, busy. Recommendation to be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
The majority will do the work for the majority.
Kobe Ishmael Kuna Adu. I also know he traveled out of the country.
Oh yes, quick.
Question is for him to be voted out.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Nicholas Achiaste shows less interest, so he should be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Prince Maoli Uglenu Quantano, not in town. Condition, is he around?
No.
It's not around. The question is for him to be voted out. All in favor say
aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Prince Umbri Ofuase Ahianu. The recommendation is for him to be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Razak Akin Ashama. Recommendations for him to be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Richard Yao Apreku Yas Otu on vacation. He lives close but has no interest. Recommendations for him to be voted out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Siedu Zahid Mohammed. Recommendation is for him from Tiano English Namako. Recommendation is for him to be voted out. All in favor say aye. Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Elijah Kofi Akoto Okai Singer. He has interest. He is our only member with disability. He should be retained regardless. That is the recommendation of the committee, that he should be retained. He is our only member with disability. Honour members in favor say aye. Not in favor say nay.
Nay.
Please, there is our only member.
Please,
Mr. Speaker, let's proceed. Let's proceed.
The next topic is accordingly, the recommendation is accordingly rejected, which means it's basically voted out.
Mr. Speaker,
no, the recommendation is for him to be retained.
And you people said nay.
Please, honour members, I will go this thing. The recommendation is that, no, since you didn't get it, I'll do the person. Honour members, the recommendation is that he should be retained. take.
Mr. Speaker, we've gotten it. Let's proceed.
I'm not to the question on that. All in favor that it should be retained, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay.
Nay!
Honourable members, the ayes have it. It is accordingly approved. Brian, the vote need to be south. We have been given a conditional recommendation. Is he here?
No.
So, the question is that it should be mooted out. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion comes. It's accordingly mooted out.
Yeah. We understand. No worries.
Vincent Awal, Akin Oda. We have been given a conditional. A commission for recommendation. Is he here?
No.
So the recommendation is that the question is that he should be voted out. All in favor that he should be voted out, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. It's accordingly voted out.
Instead of Martin, I will shout.
Every son of Martin, stand down. Here.
No.
So the question is that it should be voted out. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. It's accordingly voted out. And then the last person. Ali Abbas, Osman, I am also senator. He has been given a commission to appear here. Is he here?
No.
So it means the question is that he should be voted out.
Yeah.
All in favor, that he should be voted out, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is according to the law. Honourable members, at the end of the report, out of the 29 MPs, the House has accordingly retained 2.
Yeah.
Honourable Eric Asante and Dani and Honourable Eric Kofi Central. So accordingly, 27 seats are accordingly declared.
Yeah!
Honourable members, at the last sitting, we declared 2 seats vacant.
Mr. Speaker.
Of the majority leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and your guest house. I'm glad that we voted 27 MPs out. But it should be noted on record that we have some MPs who have been sworn in and have also missed more than 2 sittings. It should be noted that we will refer them very soon. Yes. And me when they come, the aye, the nay, I'll do it. I'll do it so heartedly that it will be very interesting because some of the replies here is disheartening. He will try. Why will you? Something that you came for willingly. You are telling me that now you are telling that you will try. And then on the purpose that, listen, some are using lectures as an excuse. How? Every Sunday, my class ends at 2 p.m. every Sunday. Sometimes they send to 3 p.m. But no matter what the situation, if it ends, I work here. Honorable Joe Otridakon, his class ends at 4:30 p.m. every Sunday. But anytime he finishes class, you see him working here quietly. So you want to tell us that we work from our classes and finish and come here, we are very serious and we have it. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the Privileges Committee for doing this particular agenda. It should be noted that, Mr. Speaker, it should be noted that if the vacancy is being opened for new MPs to join and they also come with the same attitude, we will put them out until we get very responsible leaders who we are also going to the future with. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And Honorable Eric, you are welcome. You are like the eye, it will be very loud.
Yes, Honourable President.
Thank you very much, the Right Honourable Speaker in our guest house. When Honourable Elvis Ajikun was introducing himself, he said his seat is yet to. So you can just choose one right now. Yeah! Over here, who is serious? Pass marks.
Honourable members, the first deputy speaker has made an application that Honourable Elvis Ajikun Kofi should be considered to be an MC. Before we even take a secondment to the application, let's say, Honourable Elvis, do you agree to the request?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
I told with this issue, we spoke about it online, and then I told you I seriously want to be in my hometown, Kumasi. I'm a proud American, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There's no American slot.
Please. We don't have emergency. You say you like Esojamai, and Esojamai is free. Honorable Elvis. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guest house. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. We have not opened seats for Ashanti region. Therefore, my good brother always, it is on his heart that he wants to be MP for Esojamai constituency. He has always been telling me. Every now and then when we travel and pass by Esojamai, he always wish that he will be MP one. So, Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much. Once Esojamai is free, we can allocate him as Esojamai constituency. Thank you very much. He's not even far from here. He always be passing there home. And then the father's good friend is the MP there, so we can get support from them too as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, accordingly, honourable members, I think the process of recruiting is important, filling the people form. So his colleagues have requested that he join. So when the form comes out, please try and join. Honourable members, this means 29 seats out of the 93 are accordingly vacant. So as early as Wednesday, nomination will open for application. Honourable First Deputy Speaker, you are the chairman of the appointments committee. So during the recess, you will be doing vetting, and on the first sitting in January, we shall receive new MPs to fill all the 29 seats. So accordingly, I want to put that to you. Honourable members, virtually, that is the committee's report. Before we proceed, honourable members, one MP is around, so let's hear him introduce himself before we proceed with business of the meeting. So, Honourable Samokisi. Yes, and Honourable Janet, we hear from both of you.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. My name is Samokisi, I'm the MP for Ahianu West. And I've been out of the country for some time now. Yes, but I was
Not to Togo.
Yes, I was monitoring the proceedings online. But now that I'm in Ghana, I'm very happy to represent.
Which country?
I was in Qatar to watch the match. So I'm happy to be here. And of course, I'm enjoying the city. Thank you very much.
He is in Qatar. Please, you put in here. He said he was in Qatar watching the World Cup. Please,
Thank you. My name is Janet from Casalanzo, second deputy in my committee.
Thank you very much. Wow. Honourable members, moving on to item 11. Originally, we should lay all these reports one by one, but time is not on our side, and my gavel is faulty. On that note, we lay them all at once. So, Deputy Clerk Publicity, just read item 11 sir, without the sub-items under it, and then we lay all of them.
Select committee status reports by committees on I. Alumni Relations.
Yes, read all of them.
II. Chieftaincy and Culture. III. Democracy and Good Governance. IV. Election Monitoring. V. Environmental Protection. VI. Foreign Affairs. VII. Gender, Children and Social Protection. VIII. Government Project Monitoring. IX. Human Rights. X. Judicial Affairs. XI. Legal and Legislative Affairs. XIII. Peace Building and Conflict Resolution. XIII. Religious, Christianity and Islam. XIV. Road Safety and Transportation. XV. People Relation. XVI. Student Relation. XVII. technological development, XVIII, youth development.
Honourable members, the following status reports are accordingly laid and is for distribution to honourable members. Honourable members, the chairpersons that are here will hear a status report from them. The status report is talking about how your committee is, if they are active, and if you have had any deliberation. So, chairperson for Committee on Gender, Children and Social Protection, let's hear from you your status report since you are here. And after him, we'll hear from Chairman for Student Relations as well. So, Honourable Kendall, let's hear your status report. Honourable Kendall, let's hear your status report.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker in the House. I'm Kendall Elizabeth Martin. And the committee is doing fine. We haven't done much yet, just normal discussions, not really engaging them on what is going on. We just go to the Ministry of Gender, their sites, and then we try to see what they have been doing recently. And so, apart from that, it's not done.
Thank you very much. Chairperson for Committee on Student Relations, Honourable Amegashie-Viglo. Let's hear your status report.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker in the House. As Wesley said, my committee, we are also doing a good job. And as you can see, there were a lot of issues that happened. And for that matter, we are still in the process. So hopefully, during the next meeting, we will give the report to the House. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Although Committee on Cost and Standard of Living is not here, since the chairperson is here, let's just hear a status report from me. Honourable Roger, I always Zonye. Let's hear a status report. How is the committee faring?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honestly, I must say the committee is very dormant. Very, very dormant. The members are not responding. And it's appeared that I'm the only one in the committee. So, one man for change. I'd like to put this before the House and Mr. Speaker that if there should be any review to my committee, I'll be very glad. Thank you.
If there should be
any review or like.
Okay.
You want to refer your committee to the
One hotel.
You want to refer your committee.
Okay, honourable members, that's it all for our members. Honourable members.